What is up, you guys? It is Duke, and I'm here to bring you Black Clover, the Dungeon Exploration Arc overview. So, at first I thought I was just gonna, I don't know, hold on, let me turn this off, like, yeah, probably freaking wind vibrations. But, anywho, at first I thought I was gonna, basically break down what happened in the arc, like every single event that happened in the arc. But then I realized, no, that's gonna take forever, that's gonna take too long, and it won't really be my overall thoughts. It'll just be me breaking out the entire arc and stuff like that, and what's going on. It'll just be like, I guess, it'll just be all the analytical stuff mainly. So let me do it this way to keep the analytical stuff and the my overall thoughts and stuff like that on it. So here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give you a brief summary of the arc, then talk about the characterization, their development, because we did have some characterization and development for characters in this arc, and the villains as well. I'm gonna talk about just the characters in general, the villains, and the other characters. And not only that, but I'm also gonna talk about the fights and basically foreshadowing for the future arcs of Black Clover, and then I'm just gonna call it an overview. I'm gonna try to make this at least, hopefully I should get it done maybe 30 minutes, slightly under. So anywho, without further ado, enough deviating, let's start. So a brief summary of the arc, here we go. Basically, a new dungeon has opened up in the border between the Kingdom of Clover and an enemy / neighboring kingdom, the Kingdom of Diamond. And basically, Aster, he was requested by the Sorcery Emperor Julius Nova Kronos that he wants him to explore the dungeon. And so Noelle and Luck tag along with him. I gotta stop getting used to calling him Lack. His official name is Luck, and they tagged along with him. So when they tagged along with him, they just go they basically go to the dungeon and stuff like that. But it's revealed once they're inside the dungeon and stuff like that there are other groups in the dungeon, and one group is from the Kingdom of Diamond, and the other group is Aster's brother / rival. And not only that, but Noelle's cousin and another member of Golden Dawn, Klaus, and they're actually there to explore the dungeon as well. And basically, Aster and Klaus get into an argument, and they turn into a competition to see who will get to the secrets of the dungeon first. Because the dungeon, it has ancient magic items and relics that could be salvaged and used for the and treasure as well, that could be used for the benefit of the kingdom. And not only that, but there are members of the enemy kingdom in the dungeon as well, which means it's a race to see who will get to the treasure first. So yeah, when it comes, and now let me talk about the characters. That was just the brief summary right there. Let me talk about the characters. When it comes to the characters, let me talk about the villains first. The main villains were Lotus and Mars. Lotus, he basically was, from a characterization standpoint, Lotus didn't really get that much characterization. He didn't have a backstory or anything like that. But from what we know about Lotus, he basically, back in the day, he's a veteran mage. And sorry, I'm sweating. The AC's down in my house. But he's a veteran mage, and basically, he faced Yami, the leader of the Black Bulls, back in the day. And Yami actually left a huge scar on his chest. And he has 3 daughters. And not only that, his personality-wise, he's like Kiraku Shinsui from Bleach. He's basically laid back. He doesn't really want to fight. He wants to try to avoid fighting as much as possible. He doesn't really like to get into fights and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, come on. But he just gets into fights if he's like forced to. So yeah, and he also specializes in sensory magic, and not only that, in sensory magic and smoke magic. And his smoke magic is fairly impressive, because he can actually make his smoke magic invisible, like so thin to where it's naked to the human eye, naked to the eye. And not only that, he can suppress his magic and attack you with the smoke, and he can also make his smoke extremely thick. But the drawback is it rapidly eats at his mana. So that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, that's enough of Lotus. Let's go on to Mars, the big dude, the dude that got the most. In my personal opinion, Mars, he got the most characterization in the arc, because Mars, he basically was, I guess, a test subject, if you would, for the Kingdom of Diamond. And basically it's like this: the Kingdom of Diamond has been doing like experiments to help increase their battle mages' power and magic power and everything. So what they did is they gathered children at a young age with high magical aptitude, and they basically place here's where it kind of was wrong. They placed items to increase their power, but they forced them to compete to kill each other. But this is where it was wrong, because at first when it was first mentioned by Klaus as a rumor, it was got it the other way around, because they didn't give you the magical item and embed it in your forehead. No, they didn't do that until after they kill each other, not before they killed each other. So basically, Mars, he had this childhood friend, Farna, and basically him and Farna, they were looking forward to going to the outside world and stuff like that. Marf was the strongest kid there at the time, and he basically was going to go to the outside world. And so Marth, he's like, I keep calling him Marth, but that's in the manga translation, but his official name is Mars. Mars, he basically wanted to wait for Farna to get out, so they could go to explore the outside world together and stuff like that. And basically, Marth, I'm just gonna call him Mars, whatever. So Mars and Farna, they then find out that they have to kill each other, and only one of them can go outside. So Farna, she basically tries to kill Marth, and she actually made it seem like she was, oh yeah, Marth, I'm sorry, I'm gonna kill you now. No, she wasn't like that. What she did was, the reason why she was trying to kill Marth is because she knew Marth that was the only person wasn't gonna kill her if she didn't attack him. So Farna staged that, basically, and acted like that, so Marth could actually kill her, because she knew that Marth had the best chance of living of all of them, and that she wanted him to live on for her. And Marth, that backstory was like, yo, you killed your childhood friend, and it wasn't just a childhood friend, it was actually your childhood lover. I mean, your childhood, I guess your first love, your puppy love. And that's yo, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. And basically, Marth, he got the jewel invented into his head, and he gained jewel magic. But not only that, they went even further on the experiment, and they took. And here's the thing, we find out, and this is a bit of a spoiler, sorry, but we find out in the future that the Grimoire actually acts as the person's life force, and basically, I think they grabbed when they grabbed Farna's Grimoire before it was completely destroyed, I guess, and they cut Marth's Grimoire in half, and they stitched together Farna's Grimoire on Marth's Grimoire. And basically, Marth gained Farna's fire healing powers, and along with his jewel powers. And basically, Marth, he just fell into despair and stuff like that. He's basically just following. I guess he was just following orders and stuff like that. He's basically like a lone wolf. He goes into battle. He just yo, if you're in my way, I will completely kill you. I will freaking murder you and stuff like that. And basically, along the years, Mars he lost his way of what Farna wanted him to do. And so, during his battle of Aster, he kept remembering the memories of Farna and stuff like that. And after he came to at the end of the arc, he began to take a good look at the outside world, and he remembers everything that Farna taught him and everything like that. And then he thanks Lotus for saving him, because Marth was about to be killed due to the collapsing of the dungeon at the end of the arc. So Marth had the best characterization and I guess development, if you think about it, in the entirety of the arc. So that's it for Marth. Mars, damn. But when it comes to Aster and Yuno, they got more characterization because they wanted to treat their their future teammates when they were younger, as family, and so that's where they get their drive from. And a clear example of that was when Aster, during the arc, he went and saved, he went and went against what Luck said, because he told Luck wanted to fight Lotus on his own, and Aster just told him to do whatever he wants, but then he helped him regardless, saying that, yo, we're comrades and everything like that. I'll help you no matter what, even if you refuse it and stuff like that. So that was some characterization for Aster. And same thing with Yuno, when Klaus was fighting freaking Mars by himself. Yuno came in and actually aided Klaus, because he didn't want Klaus. He basically didn't want Klaus to die, and he and Klaus were teammates and stuff like that. So that provides some characterization for Aster and Yuno. When it comes to Mimisoa, Noelle's cousin, she got her character, and Noelle, she also got some characterization too, because Mimisoa, she was like this experienced girl. She was very skilled in healing magic and everything like that, and the royals and nobles would criticize Noelle and stuff like that, and say how better she is than Noelle and stuff like that. And she always respected Noelle the most, because Noelle, even though she had a hard time controlling her magic, she would not stop trying to learn. And so she respected Noelle the most, from the bottom of her heart. So that actually provided characterization for both Mimisoa and Noelle as well. When it comes to Klaus, he was acting like a huge D-bag throughout almost the entire arc. But as he saw Aster and Yuno and what they were doing against Mars, and how the way they acted and stuff like that, how they considered him comrades and stuff like that, and Klaus, he couldn't stand, like, when he heard about the rumors about the Kingdom of Diamonds and their experiments and stuff like that, he just couldn't stand it. He could, because he just like, yo, this is something that I can't stand for. I just can't take that, because he just couldn't stand it when he heard about it. And basically, he got the courage to try and fight Mars along with Yuno, and because like he was feeling, he was like basically fighting with himself, saying, yo, I'm having this guy who's lower ranked than me fight for like protect my ass and stuff like that, and what am I doing here? What am I just doing standing? I need to get in on this. I need to get in here. And Klaus, at the end of the arc, he immediately goes and hugs Aster and Yuno, and he says that, yo, I was wrong about you guys, seriously, because at the end of the day, me and you, we're all comrades. We all are part of the Order of Magic Knights who protect the Kingdom of Clover. We're all comrades at the end of the day, and I'm such a fool to let my nobility and like me being a noble and you guys being commoners get in the way of that. And that was basically Klaus's resolve. So when it comes to, that's pretty much it for freaking Luck. How did I almost forget out Luck? Luck, when it comes to his character, he got the second most characterization in the arc. Luck, basically his flashback is like this. Luck had an abusive mother, and his mother thought he couldn't do the simplest things and stuff like that, and would verbally and physically abuse him. And one day, Luck, he defeats a nobleman, and then his mom was like so proud of him and stuff like that. He's like making her proud and stuff like that, and she's like, keep on winning, and if everything gets in your way, keep on winning. Don't ever lose, Luck. And that put that mentality in Luck's head. And basically, Luck, he basically wants to fight genuine opponents to and win against them, so he'll be satisfied. And so I guess his mom won't get angry, even though his mother is dead. She died when he was at a young age. And Luck's backstory, it was kind of like traumatic, because that was actually traumatic for a kid. And Luck, even though his mom did all those things, he would just keep on smiling. He would just kept smiling and smiling and smiling. And basically, after Aster tells Luck that he's not alone and everything like that, Luck he begins to remember that he isn't alone. He never paid it any mind and stuff like that, and he actually does have some good teammates of the Black Wolves and stuff like that. And honestly, when it comes to Luck's development, and Luck he decides to finally work as a team with them instead of just going solo anymore. And so when it comes to Luck development in that standpoint, I felt like it was rushed. I really do, because it was like mid-chapter when Luck he just changed, he just went 180. So that, I felt like that was rushed, and I was on the fence about that. I was like really on the fence about that, because that was kind of like what the hell. I felt like that it was just too easy. It just felt like it was just way too rushed. It was just too easy. Like, honestly, no. But I was just on the fence about that. But anywho, after that, yeah. So after that, that's pretty much it for the villains, the character, their characterization, their character development of this arc. And when it comes to the fights, the main fights of this arc was Luck versus Lotus. Then we have Yuno and Klaus versus Mars, and we also had then Luck, Aster, and Noelle versus Lotus. Luck versus Lotus was pretty was honestly, when it comes to the fights, like, it kind of reminds me of the Bleach type fights, because Bleach, whenever they go into fights, they actually fluctuate from they actually give this is like when Kubo, alright, when Bleach actually goes into fights, he actually gives some characterization to his characters while they're fighting. And here's the thing. This is the same thing that happened with Luck and Lotus. When Luck had his backstory and everything, he got his characterization and stuff like that. So basically, this battle, it was pretty much it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I did find it enjoyable. The artwork was looking nice. Oh yeah, the artwork for this entire arc, it was good. It was good. It was just good artwork. Black Clover, it has good artwork. And I did kind of enjoy the battle, but like when Aster and them came in and began to join into the battle, and they all decided to work as a team, that's when that's when the battle hit home for me. That's when the battle hit home for me. The thing that hit the battle home for me was this: Aster, Noelle, and Luck, they took down Lotus through a team effort. This is what happened. So basically, they're trapped in Lotus's final spell, the Fallen King's cell, and this basically was like this. It was like the entire area was shrouded into like very thick smoke, and basically no matter what they did, they couldn't get out of the smoke. So, but Luck, he could actually sense Lotus's location, but Lotus can actually sense their location as well. And the drawback for Lotus's magic is that it eats at his mana rapidly, and not only that, he can't see his opponents, but he can actually still sense them due to his sensory type skills. And Luck then proceeds to use lightning, his lightning magic, Thunderclap, and he started rapidly firing in Lotus's location, but Lotus kept dodging and stuff like that. But then Noelle suppressed her magic and blasted to propel Aster towards at the right time towards Lotus's location, and Aster takes down Lotus by breaking his arm, and like he slashes him, and basically it broke his arm and broke a few ribs as well. Lotus then escapes, and that's the match. And when it came to the match with Yuno and Klaus, honestly, it was basically Klaus defending, and they couldn't even lay a hit on freaking Mars. And not only that, but it was kind of like done. Some of it was kind of done off screen. Like, some of it was kind of done off screen, but then we went back. When like Yuno joined in and he went all out, and then you see him injured the next time we see him, and that kind of irked me, but it didn't irk me a bit. But anywho, Klaus, and we see Klaus Mars using his Grimoire. Klaus joins in on the battle, and Klaus then summons a diamond clone, and it basically starts battling freaking Klaus. Sorry. And Mars, he basically, like, he had this huge blade, and he's basically about to kill Yuno. But then Aster shows up to save Yuno, and then Noelle and freaking fucking Luck. Damn it, I keep losing my train of thought. Noelle and Luck show up, and Luck destroys the jewel clone while Aster cuts the blade in half, and then Mars recreates a new blade, and he actually sends out more jewel clones to battle Aster in the group. Aster goes after Mars, and basically Aster, he actually, because of his magic nullification, he's able to cut through Mars's jewels pretty easily, and Mars gets a good hit on Aster. No, Aster gets a good hit on Mars. Then Mars comes back in like this huge, I believe it was called Titan armor, and basically he hits Aster, and then Klaus, he was like kind of like, yo, Aster's crazy for going head on against him, and he was wondering what the hell is Aster's power and stuff like that. And Noelle informed him that he has the ability to nullify magic, and so. And Aster, like, and Mars have an exchange of words. Mars says that he'll destroy everything, while Aster says, hey, I'm gonna be Sorcery Emperor and stuff like that. I need to protect the people of my kingdom and everything. So there's no way I'm gonna lose to a destroyer like you. And then he takes down Mars, knocking him out. But then Mars comes back later, and basically is revealed that he has fire recovery magic, which he got from Farna, and then he begins to like restrain Luck, Klaus, and Yuno, and then Aster then tries to attack and battle freaking Mars. Oh yeah, and beforehand, Noelle, she got her chest ripped open. You see blood spewing out. Her chest ripped open. She got her chest ripped open by Mars. And you see blood spewing out and everything like that. Maybe so it begins to heal her, and then Mars knocks Aster back through this hollow wall, where Aster finds another sword, and Aster's current blade. Even though it can nullify magic, Mars figure out Aster's weakness. Aster can't attack anything that's faster than him, or Aster can't like avoid anything that's faster than him, nor can he like, he's bad against range attacks basically. And so then Aster, and because of the size and weight of his sword, that's what Aster states, and he couldn't beat him. Then Nero shows Aster another sword that was behind the hollow wall, and then Aster, he gets the sword, and he's now able to block it because it's so light and stuff like that, and then Aster, Noelle gets up and tells Aster that to finish it off and stuff like that, and stop dicking around. And then Aster does, like, the sword begins to glow, and Aster does like a huge water slash. And basically, from what the conclusion was, Aster borrowed power from Noelle, so due to that sword. So that sword, you can say, is a sword that can absorb magic itself. So Aster doused the flames of Mars wouldn't be able to heal himself, and then, but in that process, Aster, he actually got stabbed in the gut from a shard of Mars' jewel, and Aster passes out. Yuno manages to break out of the restraint, and he tries to go and save Aster, and then he was trying to figure out what spell to do and stuff like that, and everything was running through his mind and stuff like that, and basically. Then, like, it was like as if time froze. And, he looks to the side. He's like, what the fuck? And you see, like, what appears to be a fairy, but it's actually a sylph, like, right next to Yuno. And then she's like, and then time resumed. And basically, Mars, in his, like, beast mode, rage mode armor, as he's about to kill Aster, like, his entire jewel armor is completely destroyed, and Mars is completely knocked out. Like, he's done. It's over. He's defeated. and that was the end of that. So the dungeon begins to collapse, and Aster wanted them to save Mars, but they couldn't. And Mars was saved later by Lotus, and they escaped. And everybody escaped the dungeon, and that was pretty much the end of the arc. So that's pretty much it for the fights, basically. And I already just said the ending of the arc, so so overall the fights I thought were good. I thought Lux and Lotus fight was good because it actually provided Lux's backstory and everything like that. He gave him characterization. The fight with Luck, Aster, and Noelle versus Lotus, that was pretty good because they actually used teamwork and tactics to win the fight. And when it came to Yuno and Klaus, but like it was good, but like it was like kind of like a one-sided match since Mars was like literally spanking them. Then so yeah, actually that was okay there because Mars, it was a one-sided match. Mars was literally spanking them, but he did pull some impressive stuff. Don't get me wrong, he did pull some impressive stuff. So I'd give it like an okay match. When it came to the final matches, even though like honestly I kind of detest Power Boost, like, but it did go into further explanation and stuff like that because the reason the fairy showed up was because it was probably due to the scroll that was in Yuno's book, because you see the same letters from the scroll appear in Yuno's grimoire after Yuno searches the scroll, and basically the scroll goes into his grimoire. So enough of the fights. Let's get on to the foreshadowing. So first off, William Vengeance. William Vengeance was talking to one of the members of Golden Dawn, the Sand Dude, and basically the Sand guy was like he didn't trust Yuno and stuff like that, and he didn't want because he was a commoner and everything like that. But then William Vengeance is like, yeah, I'd like you to trust him and stuff like that, and because he needs to grow stronger for us, and it would be a huge problem if he didn't. So that's actually foreshadowing to something that Vengeance wants Yuno for. I mean, no, William Vengeance, not Yuno Vengeance. William Vengeance wants Yuno for. So it's probably setting up for that's a setup for a future arc in Black Clover. And when it comes to the stuff with the Diamond and how the Kingdom of Diamond and how they're doing these experiments to where like they're making kids kill each other, and so they could go to the outside world, and so they could increase their magic power and give them a secondary magic power. So I feel like this is what's gonna happen with the Kingdom of Diamond. It's gonna be maybe. I feel like there's gonna be maybe an infiltration arc, maybe an infiltration arc, a full-on war arc, or maybe like an invasion arc from the Kingdom of Diamond to the Kingdom of Clover. I feel, or maybe all three. All three, maybe. Shit, yeah. So yeah, the Kingdom of Diamond, I can see them becoming a huge enemy to the king, eventually, later in the story. So another thing is Aster's new sword. Nero, he basically brought Aster, like while they're exploring the treasure room and stuff like that. He basically like brought Aster to this hollow wall that had like an emblem on it, and basically after Aster gets blasted through, Nero was actually trying to show Aster there was something behind there, and that was a sword. And apparently this sword is another anti-magic blade, so this sword does have demonic origins to it, because we know Aster's first blade and grimoire have demonic origins to it. So this sword is another anti-magic sword, but not only that, it can absorb magic as well. So it's another blade of demonic origin. So maybe Aster has a second demon. Yo, you heard it first. Maybe Aster has a second demon, but I could be wrong. Anywho, here's another thing. When it comes to Yuno and the scroll, I'm gonna try not to. Yeah, whatever. Like, I'm gonna try not to spoil it, but it's foreshadowing for what's to come with Yuno, because the scroll, it actually started glowing, and so did his grimoire, and the text from the scroll went into his grimoire, and that was where the fairy appeared. I mean, the sylph appeared. So that's actually a future spell that that maybe use will probably master in the future. And honestly, I think that's enough for foreshadow. Oh yeah, and we haven't seen the last of Mars, sorry. But yeah, so overall, that's pretty much it with this arc overview of Black Clover. I know I did a lot of freaking stuttering. I know I kind of fucked up a lot, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try to keep doing. This is my first arc overview. I was nervous and stuff like that, and honestly, I wasn't like, I didn't think I'd be able to do it, because honestly, I was like riled up today because of the fairy tale double issue that came out today, and like it was just on my mind. Like it's still on my mind, but I'm glad I was able to get it done. So I'm gonna try to make my future arc overviews much better than this. I'm gonna do an arc overview on like sometime in the future. An arc overview. Don't expect it like in a week or so. An arc overview on the intro arc of Black Clover. And yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm done. My first arc overview. God. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'm doing have a good. Yo. Yo, I forgot to give the arc a rating. Yo, how do I forget to give the arc a rating? And I'm just fucking sweating, man. I'm sorry, but my AC is freaking killing me, man. My AC is freaking killing me. But, anywho, the arc rating for this arc of Black Clover. Honestly, I'd give it a good. I'd give it a good arc. Like, it was just a good arc. Because it did have some problems here and there. I did not like the thing with luck. There was some stuff I was kind of like like when he was like his battle was off screen, but it is what it is. So honestly, yeah, that's pretty much my rating for this arc. It was just it was a good plus arc there. So, and I'll just leave it at that. So tell me what you guys think. Yeah, I already said like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, have a good day.